Hey guys, and welcome to my new daily. So it's a 2017 Fiesta ST and I got this for an absolute bargain, but it does have some issues. So in this video we're going to work out whether it's actually worth buying this and having a little project, or if I should have just bought a bit more of an expensive one. So let's go over everything with the car. So obviously it is a 2017 plate. It's only done 45-ish thousand miles, so very low mileage, less than 10 years old. Nice example of an ST. It's stock, you know, not been ruined. So yeah, all of those factors would make it around between sort of £8,000 and £10,000 on Auto Trader. But, and here's the but, it is a Cat S. But as we know, I have another Cat S Fiesta and that definitely did not put me off. It was written off in 2020, so obviously it's been driven around for 6 years since the crash. So it's not like it's just happened and I've bought it from Copart. It's been repaired to a good standard. I'll show you the damage now. So the only evidence that it has been in an accident is round the back. This tiny little corner of the light is missing. And if you look, the boot gap on this side is quite tight, and then on this side is a bit bigger, but it opens and closes fine, no issues. So yeah, it was just sort of a light rear end damage, and these get written off for nothing, so it's not really a major deal. As you can see, not the best condition for the wheels. Every single wheel looks like this. But again, no biggie, because I'll be changing those. And the second big issue with this car is it does have a slight little problem with the engine. So the timing and the cam belt is off. So it's either slipped or it's been replaced and it's been not timed correctly, which is actually a very common thing to happen on these. Unless you take it to a specialist that really knows what they're doing, 9 times out of 10, the timing is going to be out. So it's not running right. It has an EML. It does drive, it does run, and it doesn't sound awful. But yeah, not ideal. So it's going off to H-Sport tomorrow on a trailer and going to have the timing looked at, either new cam belt and water pump or just have the timing done. But the cost of that job is only around £500. So not really a biggie. Also has a slight oil leak. That is also a very common thing with these. The rocker cover gasket seems to start to leak at around 10 years old. So yeah, slight oil leak and a timing issue. Should be an easy and cheap fix. So once those are fixed, it should be, hopefully, a pretty good daily. They're very cheap to run, cheap to insure, cheap to buy, reliable. I know a lot about them, and it's actually an alright car. There's some oil. The seat's a little bit dirty, could do with a clean, but again, it is just going to be my daily. I'm going to be driving to the horse yard in it. So yeah, I don't think this was a bad buy. I paid £3,000 for this. £3,000 for a 2017 plate on 40,000 miles. I think that's really good. Hopefully going to need to spend less than £1,000 on it. And then I've got a really nice Fiesta for under £4,000. So let's see if this is actually the case, and let's get it to H-Sport. Gonna start it up now. This is gonna be the first time I've actually heard it on cold start, so this will be interesting. Get that out of the way. Floor mats are sick. Here we go. Can't actually reach the pedals. Oh, tyre sensor. Bloody heck. Sounds okay. I think we're good. So you can hear that the belt is a bit loud. But it doesn't sound awful. It doesn't sound like it's falling apart. It just sounds like it's running a little bit rough. Well, this was where it was parked and there's no oil. So for a car that's supposed to have an oil leak, it can't be that bad. So as I mentioned already, the wheels on this, absolutely shagged. That one's got a flat tyre as well, like they're just in such a state. But luckily, I've got a nice set of rotiforms. I had these for my other car. I was about to sell them, but now I've bought this. I'm just going to put them on because I really do love these wheels. So let's get the wheels changed over. So we're just going to take the wheels off, and the wheel bolts are all mismatched. So this one's a 19 and these ones are 20s, which is really strange because obviously they usually only come in 19 or 21. So the 19 fits on this one, but then the 21 is way too big for these, but the 19 doesn't even go on. So we had to go get this little thing because that's all Halford sell in 20, and this sort of fits them, but it's really strange. So yeah, we're gonna swap those over now. So this last little nut is completely rounded, and so the only option is to try and smack a socket onto it to get it off because it's so stuck.
Oh shit.
Hopefully that's worked.
Yeah, it has.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no, it hasn't. It's up in the air now. I wonder we rounded it.
I've had to sit in the car with the handbrake on so Luke doesn't drag it because of how tight this bolt is.
Yes!
Did you just get it out?
Yeah. Oh, it's not coming out of there.
Oh well, we'll get a new one. So this is the state of the bolt, the nut that's just come out. What the hell? Look what I just found in the garage, a set of floor mats so we can get these horrible things out. Oh, what is that? Got the new mats already, so much better. It does need a clean, but that's the wheels all swapped over. That took so much longer than it should have, and it was way more difficult than it should have been, but they look so much better. It definitely needs lowering though. So now it's all loaded up on the trailer and ready to go off to H-Sport. They're going to be checking everything over, hopefully fixing the cam belt and water pump, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But what a rig. Shout out to Josh for trailering it up there for me. Yeah, this is sick. We're pulling up, time to drop it off at H-Sport. Wasn't too bad of a drive, only takes like an hour and a half from where I live, but hopefully it'll be very worth it. Can't wait to see it when it's done. I just got the car back and it's all fixed, so let's go over everything and see if it was really worth the risk of me buying this car. I've got the invoice from H-Sport here and I'm gonna go through everything and the cost of it. It's had a full engine health check with a report and it passed. The engine is all good. Now it's had the timing done, obviously, but you know, it hasn't cracked a liner or caused any damage, which is amazing news. And yeah, that was free. Thank you to the guys at H-Sport. They checked out that for me. Replacement of cam belt and water pump using genuine Ford parts. That was $480, including VAT. So it was the timing. The cam belt had been done by someone, and it had been done really badly and using all like non-genuine parts, just completely bodged, like awful job. So that was the problem. That was why it wasn't running right, it wasn't pulling right, and I'm very lucky that it hasn't actually caused any further damage. Once they'd fixed that, they also found it had an issue with the knock sensor. So that was replaced, and including VAT, that was £222. That's like under the alternator, so it was a bit of a job to get to it and replace that, but that was also a factor into why it wasn't running perfectly. Supplied and fitted replacement rocker cover. So my hair. So the oil leak was from the rocker cover, which is also a very common oil leak on these. So that was replaced for £240. There was a variety of missing bolts and hoses routed wrong, all noted in health check and fixed. That was free of charge. Coded out the tyre pressure sensor, free of charge. And then it needs new rear bushes on the rear beam. I didn't have those fitted because it's not desperate, but I did buy them from H-Sport. So they were £79. So in total, including VAT, it was £1,021. So that means that the cost of this car was £4,021 for a car which I now know is perfect. Everything has been checked over, brakes, like everything, not just engine-wise. And everything is perfect. So I now have a perfect 48,000 mile Fiesta ST for 4 grand. So I took a gamble and it has definitely paid off. So thank you for watching. This was my new daily. I will be doing lots of bits for this on my channel, so make sure you subscribe and I'll catch you at the next one.